In today's manufacturing landscape, optimizing production planning is essential, especially when dealing with multiple products, complex production processes, diverse machinery, and strict deadlines. That's why I developed a production scheduling optimization app to tackle these challenges by optimizing the production schedule and resource allocation. So now I'll show you how to use this app and its functionalities. Alright, so here we are on the actual web page. I'm assuming you come from this web page, otherwise you have the link in the description of this video. So for this tutorial, we'll assume we are a furniture manufacturing company, and we'll start by defining the machine our factory has. Alright, so the first machine we'll define is a wood cutting machine. Oops. And we'll say we have 1 unit of this type of machine. Here, with this button, you can add another row in order to define another machine. And then just that you know, you can also delete machines by clicking on the row and clicking on the delete rows button. So for now, we'll just add another row, and we'll define a steel cutting machine. We'll say we have 1 unit of this sort of machine. Then we're going to define the orbital sanders. This machine, according to my research, is used for surface finishing of wooden objects. So we'll say we have 2 units of this sort of machine. Then we're going to define the hydraulic press, which is used in order to give form to steel objects, and we'll say we have 1 unit of this sort of machine. And finally, we'll define an assembly machine. And we'll also have 1 unit of this machine. Alright, so that's it. Here we have defined our machines, and now we are going to define our products. Well, the products our company produces. So the first product we'll define is a simple chair. So we'll add the product, and now you'll see our product appears on the product list. We can also delete the product, but we'll not do it now. Alright, so now we can switch to product processes, and here we are able to define the production process of our chair. Before defining these processes, I want to say that, these processes aren't 100% realistic. I know that you'll probably think there are other steps needed in order to produce this product, but for this tutorial, I just wanted to keep it simple. So the first task we'll define for this product is the cutting of the wood. So we'll just type wood cutting here. We'll say that, we'll have to define that we'll use a wood cutting machine for this task, and we'll say the duration of this task is 20 minutes. And we'll also have to add a unique ID within the product for each task, and you'll see now why you need to define this task ID. So we'll add another row for the next tasks, which will be the part assembly. The different parts cut of wood will be assembled in order to build a chair. And we'll use an assembly machine for this task, and the duration of this task will be of 40 minutes, let's say. And we'll also give it a task ID. And now we'll add another row for the last task, which will be the surface finishing, in order to give it a cleaner look. And we'll say that, we'll give it also a task ID, and we'll say that the resource used for this task is an orbital sander, and its duration will be of 35 minutes. Okay, so now here we'll see that we have this preceding tasks column. This means here we have to type the directly preceding tasks of this task. So, for example, if before doing the part assembly task you need to have the wood cut, we type here number 1, which is the task ID of the task of wood cutting. And for here, so since for being able to do the surface finishing, we need to have finished the part assembly, we'll type here the number 2, which is the ID of this task. So I know this might be a little bit complex, so here you have this button, which is show process scheme, and this will help you a little bit in order to guide you and see if you're actually doing what you want to do in order to defining these precedences. So now here we see we have our process defined as we wanted. So now we can just click on the save button and our product process has been saved successfully. In case there were multiple tasks proceeding, in this column you need to write the different tasks ID separated by a comma. You'll see it in the next product. Alright, so now we'll go back to the product list in order to define our new product, which will be a desk. This desk will be, well, its legs will be of steel and the top will be of wood. So now we go back to the product processes and we'll define the tasks needed in order to produce this desk. We'll suppose that the legs are produced independently and the top is also produced independently and then they are assembled. Alright, so the first task we'll define is the wood cutting for the top, and we'll also use a wood cutting machine. The duration will be of 20 minutes. Then we'll define the surface finishing. Oh, here I didn't write the wood cutting. So we'll define also the surface finishing as we did for the chair. And we'll also use the orbital sanders. And the duration will be of 35 minutes, let's say. Then we'll define the cutting of steel for the legs, so steel cutting. And we'll use a steel cutting machine. The duration of this task will be of 20 minutes. Then we'll define a hydraulic press in order to give form to the legs. Oh no, sorry, I did wrong. Here I need to write like the steel forming for the legs. And here we'll say that we'll use an hydraulic press. And the duration of this task will be of 40 minutes. And finally we'll define the part assembly with the assembly machine. And we'll say that the duration of this task is of 40 minutes. So now, as I said, tasks 1 and 2, well, let's start with task 1. Task 1 is the first task, so it doesn't have any preceding tasks. For task 2, we'll say that we need to have finished task 1 first, so the wood cutting must be done before the surface finishing, as it is logical. Then for steel cutting, it is independent from wood cutting, so it doesn't have any preceding tasks. And for the steel forming, we'll say that the preceding task is the steel cutting. Alright, and once we have done the two processes parallelly, we'll assemble the two parts. So now here we have to write the task ID, which are the preceding tasks, which will be task ID 2 and task ID 4. And so that you can understand better, I'll just click on show process scheme. And yeah, like you can see, so the wood cutting is the wood, let's say the wood part is done independently from the steel part, and then both parts are assembled. So that's the process I defined. I don't know, like I said, I don't know if it's realistic, but I wanted to show you that you can also have like complex processes. You can also define complex processes, which are not necessarily only linear, let's say. So we'll save this production process. And now we'll go back to the product list in order to define our last product. Alright, so our last product will be a hanger, simple hanger. made of steel. So we go here to the subpage and we'll define its production process, which will be pretty simple. The first task will be the cutting of the steel, so steel cutting. Then we'll use the steel cutting machine. The duration of this task will be of 20 minutes. We'll give it a task ID. And then for the second task, we'll do the steel forming in order to give form to the hanger. And we'll use the hydraulic press for this task. And the duration of this task will be of 40 minutes. So we'll say that the steel cutting needs to be done before the steel forming. So we'll just type the task ID of the steel cutting in this row. And as you can see here, the process is pretty simple, only 2 tasks. Like I said, I know I'm repeating myself, but I know these processes aren't 100% realistic, but I just want to keep it simple for this tutorial. So now here we save our product. And now we have already defined our 3 products and its processes. So now we'll go to the customer orders page where we'll define how many orders we have of each product. So defining your customer orders is pretty simple. You just have to click here on the product and say you want to produce a chair, for example, for let's say 6 units, 6 chairs to produce. Then let's say, I don't know, 4 desks. And I don't know, 8 hangers. And here you have this column which is called due date, and this is the deadline by which the product must be finished, so that the scheduler will take it into account and try to fit the completion of this product before the defined deadline. So we'll say that the deadline for producing the desks is today, let's say. So you just click here on the calendar and just either you click on the number, or you can even click here on the today button. So now here you have the date, and we'll just save our customer orders. So they have been saved successfully, and now we'll just go to the scheduling settings. So in the settings page, you can configure some parameters so that the production scheduler is adjusted to your demands. So we'll go one by one through the parameters. The first parameter is the first day where you start to schedule. So the first day that you say you want to schedule from that day. It is automatically defined at the day of today, so at today's date. But you can modify it if you want. So if you, I don't know, you could also say you want to start the 18th or something like that. But for now, we'll just keep it on today. Here's the hour where your shift starts. So automatically it's put at 9 o'clock, but like I said, you can also modify it and write another option. And the same goes for the end time of the workday. Automatically it's put at 5 p.m. and we'll just leave it that way. Here are the workdays you can define. So for now, automatically it's set the weekdays. Let's say it excludes the weekend, but we could also say that we don't work on Mondays, but we do on Saturdays, for example. All right, and here there are these 2 extra parameters. The first one means that if a product is finished on a day, it must also be completed, so finished on the same day. And then the other the other option, which means that tasks, so the tasks we define for each product, must be completed on the same day they are begun. If we deselected this option, it would mean that, for example, a task can be begun on a day, and it is no problem if it is not finished on that day, it can be completed on the next day. For this example, we'll just click this option because I think, I don't know, since we are dealing with steel and stuff, we'll just maintain this option. And now and finally the last parameter is the maximum execution time to find the optimal solution. This problem is it's known as NP complete, and let's say that there are a lot of possibilities in order to schedule, especially if you have a high variety of products, a lot of restrictions. So it is possible that our software doesn't reach an optimal solution. So this is like a time limit you give the solver before it finds the optimal solution. So let's say if you have here, we'll just leave it at 1 minute, and this means that if in 1 minute the software hasn't found an optimal solution, it will just show you the best solution it has found at that timestamp. All right. So here we can just save our settings, and with having saved our settings, we can start to schedule our production in the schedule production page. All right, so having defined the machines of our factory, our products, its processes, the orders that we have, having configured the settings, we can finally schedule production. Before that, I just want to say that this is a demo, so your data isn't stored in a database, there are no users and stuff. So just so that you know, once you exit this page or even reload it, you'll lose your data. So if you don't wanna lose your data, don't exit this page before you have already done the scheduling and you're satisfied with it. So yeah, just wanted to say that. And so let's go to the production scheduler. For now, there's only one optimization criteria, which is the minimum total make span. This means so that this software will optimize the scheduling so that the last product is finished on the minimum date possible. Well, date and time, if so. All right. So now we can click on the Start Scheduling button. So yeah, the fact that here the solution is stated as optimal means that the software guarantees that there is not a better solution than the option it has provided. So yeah, in other words, that it affirms that it is not possible to schedule all demand before 9:40 of the 14th September. All right. In case we had, we had a lot of demand, I don't know, maybe 100 products, and we had given it a time limit of 1 minute, it is possible that it couldn't guarantee that the solution it has reached is optimal. So here you would see suboptimal, which would be the best solution it has found in that time frame, like I said earlier. So let's go to the Gantt chart. Here in the y-axis you have the resources you have, and on the x-axis the timestamp. So like you can see here, the production has been divided in 2 days. Well, in the second day there is only one task, but if we want to see the first day clearer, we can just click here on zoom, and we can just let's zoom in, and now you see it is only focused on the first day, so it is much clearer. Here you can see the products, and since there are a lot of tasks, it is not clear which tasks is which. But if you just hover over each square, you can see which product it is. So here it is the hanger number 1, when exactly it starts. So here it starts 20 minutes after the start of the shift. When it ends, well, the start plus the duration is the end time. Well, also the machine, but you don't really need that because it is already on the y-axis. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And the task of the product. So here it would be the steel forming of the first hanger. All right. In case there are less products, so let's zoom in a little bit more. You'll see it more clearly. All right. Well, a little bit. So the task names were pretty long. So we'll maybe just have to zoom in a little bit more. So here you see. Here it's clearer. Here you can see exactly the name of the task. All right. And here on the x-axis, you can also move like from left to right, so seeing the hours. All right. So, and in case you wanna go back to the original format where you see all the scheduling of both days, you just have to click on reset axis. All right. And you can also zoom in. You can also see this in full screen. All right. And yeah, here you'd see it in full screen. It's much clearer, I think. Here you can see the name of the task for each task without having to hover. All right. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, one more thing. In case you just want to see the production process of one product, you can also just deselect the products you don't want to see. So let's say we only want to see the production product of chair number 3, for example. Alright. So we'll just deselect all other products, and we'll just see when, well, the production process of the chair number 3. Alright, so here we see the wood cutting. Immediately afterwards, the part assembly is performed, then the surface and then finally the surface finishing. If we click on a desk, well, so the same goes for a desk. Alright, and that's pretty much it. So we'll just click on our products again to visualize them all, and we'll just close full screen. So like this, you can see the solution the software has given you. Alright, so that's pretty much it. And well, with that, the tutorial comes to an end. In case you have any questions, feel free to comment down below, or you can also contact me on LinkedIn, which will be in the description of this video. I'm also interested in knowing if you know any situations that they don't even have to be related with manufacturing, but where this scheduling optimization software can be useful. I'm not an expert myself, so I would be glad if I can get some feedback about my app. Yeah, so the app is free. You can try it out so many times that you want, and yeah, with your products, your tasks, and everything. So yeah, that's it for the video. All right, goodbye.